Hey, good day. How's everyone doing? This is Roger from Roger's Hot Rod Garage here in Runneberg, Germany. It's 2025 and we're 7 days into the new year right now. So let me get this camera turned around and show you what we're doing with the 1957 oval window bug. Moving over here is this right here. Although it looks like it's factory, I had to take the doors off right here to get to this little piece. This is all brand new fabrication because I took a screwdriver. This was all ate through down here. So I might say so myself here, this turned out pretty doggone good. So all this is new fabrication. That's where I did a weld here. That's my original hole right in here. I've got this slightly primered right here, but check this out. Let me move over here. So this is where I had Eddie, the professional body shop guy. I outsourced him for an evening or two. You'll see that in a couple minutes, but step on over here. Let me show you this. So I go to work and I come back and I love Amazon.de over here in Germany and Amazon.com in the States. So I ordered this stuff 2 days ago. It already showed up right here. You can already tell what that is. That's my new pneumatic grinding machine, basically an random orbital sander. So let me flip that open right now. This is actually the way it showed up. The ad is just like that. So unpacking here, a little bitty close. 6-inch DA sander, and I'm going to use my handy dandy brand new quiet compressor with 3 motors and 6 compressors. That thing is actually a little beast right here, but it's not as loud, it's super quiet. So this is what this is, and I think I know what this is. Yeah. So I did discover that there's a difference. Sandpaper ain't sandpaper ain't sandpaper. This has actually got some kind of like diamond stuff on it. You can sand forever with this stuff right here. So I tried to replicate this. Hopefully I ordered the right stuff for the DA sander. This is oh yeah, that's the good stuff. So I've got a couple of different types up in here. But look, let me stop yapping right now, turn this camera around and show you some sanding that happened literally 3-4 days ago. But this thing is getting ready to get painted because I ordered the paint from German eBay last night from a company called TriStar. Diamond Green, Diamantengrün, L412L412. See you in a minute. Eddie's knocking out the actual rounding of the roof right here, which is something you just got to have experience to do that. There's no way in hell I can even fathom knocking this out. So he's got this cool little tool right now that's got an angle to it, and you can adjust it and it does the curvature on here. And he's been showing me a couple of tricks and tips here on how people who actually run real body shops do this stuff. So he's just moonlighting a little bit here. He's got his own shop, but he's just showing me the trick right here. And look at the amount of stuff that's coming off of this thing. Catching it in a little grip rail right down here, and there's what we got so far. But got a couple of little low areas. He's telling me one's right there and one's right over here. And before you think of like, what the hell is Roger talking about, I actually asked Eddie if it was okay if I actually film while he's doing his professional work here in Roger's Hot Rod Garage. So check this out. There you go. He has this special, looks like a shoe shine kit. And that's what he puts, it's kind of like a chalk solution on here. And then instead of spraying with your typical, what I always do is I use a spray can, whatever I got left over here to get the high-low spots. He uses this, I don't know, what do you call this stuff? It's like a, anyway, he's gonna sand this thing in a minute and get the high-low spots on it. I'm trying to talk over top of this eccentric compressor, and look, my whisper compressor is just kicked on over here. Those things are actually kind of quiet. You might not sound like it, but they make a hell of a lot less noise than the old compressor I got rid of. We got the old shop vac going on right here to keep the dust down. But see, like if you look right here, the little area right there is dark. We're gonna get this entire roof super smooth, or I'm not gonna get it super smooth, Eddie's gonna get it super smooth, because this is the difference between Billy Bob Joe and somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. So I'm gonna eventually paint this thing myself, but the main thing is with any kind of body job is the prep work. And this is the prep work that I don't know how to do, to be quite honest with you, but Eddie's gonna knock it out for me. Here we are 2 hours later. Hey, so while the sanding's going on the roof right now, I'll show you what I knocked out here in the last couple of days. So all of this is welded up in here. This is all cleaned up in here. And of course, we've got a little bit of this compound up in here right now. But I got this one pretty well sealed up on the corner. This is done here. Again, that's the color it's gonna be. Let me cruise around here. And it's, you know, one of those things when you start welding. So this right here, I actually had to make this entire piece right up in here. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'll say so myself. You can tell the difference because that's actually dimpled up in here and that was not. So this piece right here, all this thing down here is brand new up in here. I got a little bit of sanding to do right now. I went ahead and primered it today, but around here the corner, this has all been painted up in here and this has all been welded. This is all brand new weld up in here, including this corner right here and right here. So this is all solid up in here, including coming around this edge right here, and that right there is too. So I'm gonna put some spray on that one in the next couple of days and get the same metallic, you know, diamond green paint on here. And all this is done right here. And of course I've got the doors out of this thing just because I had to. Now, if you're asking about the 914, the windshield is test fitted in, and I got to do a little bit of trimming literally on the windshield. There's a special way I actually trim glass, but you can tell that that has to be coming out here where the orange mark is right here, because look at the distance I have right here and look at the distance I have right here. So the windshield is in. The rear glass, which happens to be sitting right over there, if you can tell, is prepped to go in as well. I've got my little blocks. Those are right there. Got a couple of spares up here. So when I mix up my glue, I'm gonna put that windshield glue on there, and the front windshield is gonna be in here. Now you see the little lip right there? That lip, when this thing goes down about 2 millimeters, which is about 1/8 of an inch, it'll cause that to be perfectly smooth right here. And you can tell I got my clips up in here. 1, 2, 3, I think there's like about 18 of them all the way around the perimeter, but glass is in, test fitted. And I'm gonna put my little marking lines right here like I saw another guy on YouTube actually do. And that way I gotta get some glue, not mix it up, but it's basically that super sticky black glue. Glue this windshield in, get the back windshield, and everything back here is ready to go. There's the bug pieces over here, there's the 914 pieces over here in the back, and I just got a whole bunch of stuff accumulated back here. There are the doors. The doors are gonna be left off the car when I paint it up in here. But that was the suggestion of Eddie over here, just to keep them off. That way I get all the door jambs done at the same time. So look, I'll go ahead and flip this camera around. Didn't plan on doing a video today, but I will. So from Roger's Hot Rod Garage, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm actually making some progress right here. So that's basically it. This is the LS3 powered 914 finally, after about a year, I'm getting ready to glue the windshield in this thing, and that means I can probably do some of this wiring up in here and get this thing at least cranked up and then start getting on the brakes on this thing. But anyway, let me get back to the bug over here right now. So that's the first, that's the near-term project, or the, we call in the military, the 25-meter target. So that's the next one up here. All right, this should be the final swap of Bondo on this roof, which looks like a damn eggshell if you ask me. Perfectly round. And this is probably about 2 hours of Eddie doing his magic out here. This Ram orbital sander is just really cool, works really good. So I'm going to try to get a good smooth sand on the thing. I think I got about 240 paper in here right now, just to smooth it out. Then I'll go down a little bit lower than that, and then I'll put my 2K on top of that. But that's not till the next episode, so stay tuned. Check this out, folks. You can see right here, I've got my air hose hooked up right here. I've got my vacuum cleaner hooked up on the other end of it, and that knocks down all the dust. Now, you're still going to get residual dust all in the shop, and again, this is not a paint shop, but I'm kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place right now because I want to get the car painted, but the guy who usually paints my car is just so backed up right now. That was Eddie, the guy that you saw in the video, doing the complicated getting the dents out of the roof sand type stuff. But it looks like there's a lot of Bondo up in here, but it's really not. In some of this place, it's like 1/8 of an inch deep, and he's got this thing perfectly rounded up. So he's giving me clear instructions, purpose, motivation, and direction about just sand this thing lightly on the roof. And then again, I'll show you the stuff that just showed up on the doorstep over here from this thing called the internet. And I've got all my paint, primer, and thinner and everything here. So I'm literally ready to paint, but I'm not going to show you that in this video because this one's getting too long. I'll show you that in the next video. But let me get this thing turned around and show you what showed up in the mail. Hey, look, folks, I'm not a whiner by nature, man, but it's been raining and crappy weather here for a little solid 2 weeks right now. So I guess I'm considering myself fortunate because I got this little nice warm garage up in here. I do have the doors open up. I haven't got anything cranked up, but let me put this camera down and show you what showed up at the doorstep from a place called Amazon.de and a little bit of a German eBay called eBay.de. So I'm assuming this is all the paint. Now, you know what's amazing in this day and age we live in? This literally took 48 hours to get here. I think it comes down from southern Germany someplace. This is MG GmbH, which is like incorporated. And here's all the paint. They do a pretty good job, check this out, of packing it up in here. And there should be, there's a boatload of these little things up in here. So I'm moved over here. And I'm not going to undo all of them, but I'll show you what it looks like. That is 2K clear, no dents. And then this right here is obviously the smaller one. And so I'm assuming this is the hardener. Yeah, this is the Hatta or the hardener. So this is simple. This is just a 2-to-1 mix. Now, I got 5 quarts of this stuff. Is that liters? I think it's almost a liter. So 3.5 would be plenty. 3 would be plenty for this small car behind me over here. But the last thing you want to do is be in here painting, got everything set up, and you run out of paint, you got to wait that 48 hours for that stuff to show up again. So I've got an extra 2 quarts, if you will, or 2 liters almost, because the clear, I can use that on anything. As long as you don't pre-mix the stuff, it's not going to harden up, and I'll put it back there in my little squirrel away section of my garage. And then this right here, I'm assuming they packed this up just a little bit better because, yeah, this is the actual paint itself. This is what's called the base coat. And let me get this opened up for you. This right here is the base coat 412. Now I did get a ding in here, that's not that bad, but let me show you the other stuff that showed up here. I've got right over here, here's the other box. Now I'm assuming this is the 2K filler right now. Yeah, this is the primer filler, and the same thing. I'm not gonna open, well, I'll go open up one of them right now for you. This right here, man, I got a lot of paper to burn in the oven here. Yeah, so this is the 2K acrylic filler, and also the Grundierung, which is the primer for this stuff. So you put this stuff on, you let it dry, and then you wet sand this after 24 hours with about 600, 700, 800 grit paper, and it makes it that baby butt smooth too. Next then, apply this, and then you wait about an hour, and then you apply the clear coat. So it's kind of like a layered system again. I ain't no pro, but I've done this about 5, 6, 7, 10 times in my life. So I got a couple of other boxes that showed up right here. Now, this is the way this one showed up from Amazon, so I'm glad that actually made it right here. That is actually my nitro thinner right here. This is actually for cleanup of the paint gun, everything on the end. So I got a big giant mess to clean up right here, but I'll get to it in a couple seconds. And that's about it. So hey, check this out, folks. This is actually the color right here. This is baby butt smooth right now. So that's the color that I already painted on here. I just put a rough on it right now, so I have something for the actual primer to adhere to. But I've got to get all up in here and just do this by hand sanding right up in here. The roof is basically done. I got one little low area right here, but that is basically it. I'm going to do some more sanding. I look over here, I've got this assortment of pads right here, and then Eddie left me these right here, and he's the professional. He said with 120 you can go ahead and scratch up the surface is basically what you're doing. So where is it at right here? This stuff right here, the 2K, let me cut this damn thing off over here, it's making too much noise. And then this thing right here is just catching up right now. There's that 380 volt compressor with the 3 motors and the 6 axle compressors in it. But look, coming back over here, this is the 2K primer filler, and then you wet dry sand that one. There's the hardener on top of that one. There's my base coat, that's that diamond green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about a quart each, so that comes out to a pretty good chunk. And that thing is cutting off right now. Here's the expensive thinner right here. You don't want to use this cheap stuff right here, although this is not that bad. You want to make sure that the company that sells you the actual paint, you use their thinner right here. I've actually found it before that some of this stuff might be contaminated because it's just made for cleanup, so that's exactly why I got 5 liters. What is that, about 2.5 gallons of stuff sitting right here. But anyway, I went ahead and stopped at what we call the local post exchange over here in Wiesbaden, Germany. Picked up all my painter's tape so I can mask this off. That's entirely too much. Just like this entire collection of paint right here is entirely too much. I'm only going to probably use maybe 2/3 of it. But like with the clear coat over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that just comes with the set over here. So it's not that expensive. So if I only use 3 of these right here, I'm perfectly fine, because clear coat, as long as you keep it nice and warm and don't wait 5 years till painting, you can paint this in a year on anything. So that's a good news story over here, and I got a little shelf back in the back I keep that with. But look, everything you see right here, all the black cans of paint that came out of these boxes right here, is a total of, I think, about 440 euros. Rounded up with the exchange rate today, that's about 450, 460 bucks. I don't consider that bad. That's still a chunk of change, but to have everything from primer to the cleanup materials, to the base coat, to the clear coat, and good quality shit. This is not some stuff you're gonna buy at Walmart. This is actually good quality stuff. I've used it to paint old girl over here that's patiently awaiting. And if you look right here, I got a really good shine on here. Look back here. It's just dirty and dusty right now. It's been a long video. Thanks for watching, and liking, subscribing, and sharing from the blustery day here in Frankfurt, Germany, or near Frankfurt, Germany, in Roger's Hot Rod Garage.